Hello horror fans, Adam here from Hooked on Horror, and today we're going to be having a look at the new Theodore Sodcutter figure from Mezco. So this figure is part of their Gangreene Estates collection, and I'm just going to start with the box, guys. Like, the box is another level. Like, it's very reminiscent of, obviously, like the old school monsters, the old school monster and horror comics from like the 60s and 70s, which is really cool, and like a lot of effort has gone into this box, guys. Like, the design is pretty amazing. The front there as well. But, and this is the coolest part, I know obviously some of you are like, oh my god, he's taking it out of the box, but anyone who follows the page knows I don't keep my figures in my boxes. I like to change the displays. And this can make for a pretty cool collector's item as well. I'll prop a picture of it in properly later, but look at that, that's insane. So this figure comes with an array of accessories, and the attention to detail on them is absolutely incredible. We've got so many different things to choose on here, so I'm just going to list them off one by one. The head of Mrs. Sodcutter, that's pretty cool to be fair. And this one actually glows in the dark, guys, which is a nice touch. The valise, again, very highly detailed. I love the clasp. That's a nice little skull clasp. And you can actually open this and keep the head of Mrs. Sodcutter in there for safekeeping. His lantern, Mrs. Sodcutter's lantern, again, very highly detailed. This actually lights up as well, guys, so this is a really, really cool feature for this figure. It comes with 3 different hats, a bowler hat and 2 different top hats. I'd say the personal favourite for me is the bigger top hat. I don't know, it just gives him a more menacing look. For me anyway, but yeah, you can 14 interchangeable hands, and these are really easy to change. 6 interchangeable heads. These are really, really impressive, to be fair. There's a little function in all of them. You basically change what holds his neck into that socket by there, and there's a light-up feature in there, and all of these heads except one feature the light-up function, and it just alleviates the figure to another level. It's a little feature, but it's a really, really cool feature. I think you don't get it on a lot of figures nowadays. Obviously his shovel, his pickaxe, the walking stick that he uses. These little midnight gremlins are pretty cool as well. They aren't posable like the figure is, not fully posable, but these guys are already coming in various different poses. And it also comes with, obviously he's got his felt pest and his mask that turns him into the bag-headed butcher, as Mezco put it. It's a really, really cool figure, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm very, very happy with it. It reminds me very much of like the old school cartoons, the classic monsters, basically. You know, the old school horror comics from like the 60s and the 70s. The box, as I said before, is just absolutely incredible. He's pretty easy to change poses and everything. Let's have a look. Obviously comes with the base as well. We'll have a look at the base now. So it features a design pretty similar to the box, but that is a pretty cool base. Obviously you can slot that. It's not easy with figures, you've got fat fingers, folks, I'll tell you that. And take that out, and obviously Mezco are nice enough to give you a posable arm. I know a lot of people do use these. The only one I've only used these for a couple of different figures. I'm not a massive fan of them. I prefer using the little stand and making the best of that. So yeah, and right, onto the figure. Now he's really easy to pose. The stuff, like all the accessories, are really easy to go into his hand. Hat comes off and on really easily as well. So as I said, he's really easy to change and everything. So I'm just going to do that now. And there he is out of his coat. So yeah, not a bad figure. He looks even cooler when he's got the pelt vest on. There you go. And there he is in his top vest as the Black-Headed Butcher. All in all, like, the figure's a must for any collector, for any fan of like old school horror, the comics or monsters. Yeah, definitely worth getting, guys. So when this one comes out, I'd say definitely make an effort to try and get hold of that. And if you can get hold of the old one, maybe it's one thing I'm looking into now. So enjoy.